Hello, people of God. I'm Paul James. Welcome to The Let Out. This week, we talked about how passionate love is more of a decision than it is a feeling. We live in a world that talks about passion in terms of sexuality or sensuality, when in reality, passionate love is all about the decision to love others. Passionate love is exceedingly rare. In Proverbs 20, verse 6, it says, "Many claim to have unfailing love, but a faithful person who can find?" We all think that we love much deeper than we actually do, but lovers are not born, lovers are made. And passionate love is impressed. That is, that Jesus Christ offers us his standard of love in 1 Corinthians chapter 13. And the climax of the description of passionate love is that love never fails. Real love never dies. And so if you have stopped loving, you've maybe never loved at all. Passionate love is often suppressed because of our human distortions of what love is all about in the Bible. We see this in the Golden Rule. The Golden Rule says, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you." The way that suppresses passionate love is that it is a minimum of love. But we live in a world that needs a maximum of love. To treat you with the Golden Rule does not cost me anything. And God has called you and I to be transformative in our love in a maximum of it. Passionate love is expressed. In Mark chapter 12, Jesus speaks to the Sadducees, and he says that the most important command is to love the Lord your God with all of your heart, with all of your soul, with all of your mind, and with all of your strength. And then there is a second command, and that is to love your neighbor as you love yourself. To love God means that I love him with the highest of appreciation and the deepest of devotion, and it also means that I hold God in the highest regard. Passionate love is expressed when I make the conscious decision to love God out of the totality of my being. For instance, I love God with all of my heart, which means that I love him with all of the conscious intent of my mind and my emotions. Secondly, I love the Lord God with all of my soul. That means I love him out of my personal identity. There's no part of me that is pursuing anything else other than God. Thirdly, you and I must love God with all of our mind. That is, we are on this earth in search of truth. All of my search for truth is predicated through my love for God with all of my mind. And fourthly, Jesus asked you and I to love the Lord God with all of our strength. That means all of my ambition, all of my potential, all of my capability is dedicated to a love relationship with God, just as he has loved me. All of this leads to the climax point of Jesus, which is to love your neighbor as you love yourself. You don't know who your neighbor is? It is whoever is nearby, whoever is in your sphere of influence, whoever is where you are and where you go. We love our neighbor like we love ourselves because Jesus knew that you and I love ourselves. So when I love my neighbor, I'm loving him, I'm loving her out of an extension of my love for myself. And here's a final thought. If I love God with every dimension of my being, it becomes that much easier for me to love my neighbor as I love myself. That is, if I love God this way, I'm able to love my neighbor as an empathic reflex rather than a chore. And remember, this comes easy to me when I remember that passionate love is more of a decision than it is a feeling. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to these videos. And I'll see you next time right here at The Let Out.